Hello, I'm MBX and welcome back to the video. Today I want to talk about the high limit in Minecraft. You might be aware of the fact that there is in fact a high limit that you can build up to, and that is 256 on pretty much every version of the game, besides the 3DS edition, but let's not talk about that here. Let's instead talk about the fact that it's 256 blocks you can build up to get, to the very top of your Minecraft world. And you might also be aware of the fact, if you play Console Edition or you play the Java Edition, that there's a high limit on top of that where you, the player, can physically get to. On the Java, the top you can get to is 4096, and on the Console Edition, there is a high limit at 512 where there's a ceiling, which you can't get above. And although realistically, you'd never even want to go to either of these heights, like above 256, why would you want to go there? The truth is, it's something that got me so curious that I had to work out how high you can go on Bedrock. And the truth is as I was, working into discovering it, I found so many weird things. I just had to share it with you all because it's entirely different than either of us probably expect. So hopefully you do enjoy this little bit of a discovery, this exploration into how high the high limit is in Minecraft, because like I said, it's something you're probably not expecting. So please do like this video if you do like it, because it helps out the channel and lets know you do enjoy these sorts of explorations into the mechanics of Minecraft. Again, it's really fun to go to the edges of what the game can do. And again, like I said, things get pretty darn weird like once you go past a certain point. But let's start by just proving the fact that on the the Bedrock edition, which I'm playing on Xbox One right now, but this is the same on Windows 10, on phones, on any other version, that 256 is the very max block, or 255 is the max block where you can place anything physical. After you get past that point, you can stand on top of it, you can jump on top of it, but you can't place any more blocks. And it will say the high limit for building is 256 blocks, which again, it makes sense, it's all good. Okay, we're on board with what's going on here. However, the interesting thing about this is the fact that you can physically exist above it, as you can see by me flying, or in a way more realistic way, as you can see by me using an Elytra with some firework rockets. You can see how you can exist above this point just entirely fine, because there are ways to fly in Minecraft, which means even in survival Minecraft, you can get this high if you want to. So that's pretty cool, right? I mean, look, I've got to 450 blocks, but how high is the high limit before stuff stopped working? Because again, like I said, on the Console Edition, there is just a wall at 512, which is double 256, because why would you even want to go that high? But and on the Java, it's 4096, but on the Bedrock version, although there is a kind of unrealistic wall here, where you can stop placing physical objects, like you can see right here, even though I'm trying to use the firework, it's not making me go faster, because physical objects cannot exist past 512. So again, interesting, maybe what you expected, maybe not, but it means nothing can exist past this point. You can't throw potions, nothing actually exists above this point, because there isn't really world data up here. But what's way more interesting, the fact that you can just get above 512 by flying like this, is the fact that this version of the game obviously has commands. So if you look, the highest you can get by like naturally flying is somewhere close to 600, like if you use a super long firework and you have speed, etc. But let's talk about how high you can get by using teleportation commands, because if we use TP and then we use @me and we try to teleport ourselves, then we can teleport ourselves anywhere we want to. So let's take myself, shall we? Which I guess will just be all players, because it's it doesn't really matter. And then let's also like type in some coordinates. We'll go for 100, and then let's say 1000, and then 100. So you can actually teleport above this point by using commands like this. And as you can see, now I'm at 999 blocks in the sky, and I can still fly up higher if I want to. However, as you're going to notice, even though we're running with nothing visible, like we're so far beyond the world of anything that it's just a blank sky, like a blue sky above me, a blank sky below me. The interesting thing is the game starts to lag at this point for some reason. I'm not sure what calculations it's doing that is slowing down the game, but you can see how like things do get a little bit slower the higher you get, which is really kind of weird. And that's where it's extra weird if we add an extra 0 on there and we go to 10,000 blocks. So yeah, once you get to 10,000, again, you're well beyond what Minecraft even expects for you to do. Like it doesn't necessarily make any sense. And you can see how, like, again, nothing materially changes because you still can't see anything. But where things do start to change is if you just type in as many zeros as you want, because you'll notice how if you type in even, this many zeros, this is 100 million, I think, it might be a billion. I'm not good at counting zeros on the fly, but even if you teleport to any point you want to, you can still never teleport yourself above 30 million. That's right, 30 000, if I'm not mistaken. 30 million blocks is the very height limit of the Minecraft world. And you might think, well, that's the video, right there. Why did you spend so long getting to this point? Like, you could have just said 30 million and been up with it. But the truth is this is only where things start to get interesting, right? Because 30 million being the height limit is kind of weird, because, 30 million is an odd choice. Why is there a height limit? Like, I'm trying to fly, I'm holding A. I literally cannot go above here. Even if I activate the Elytra, there's no way for me to go higher, because, again, don't have access to that. So why exactly is 30 million the height limit? And the only relation that 30 million has is not to do with the Bedrock version, what we're playing, it's actually to do with the Java edition, where 30 million is where the wall of the world exists. And it's really, really interesting to me the fact that they decided to make a wall in where you could teleport, where you could physically exist, I believe you can get up there if you do some extra stuff like mod your player position, but inside the game itself, the highest point you can get to in Minecraft is 30 million blocks, which has nothing to do with this version of the game. It has something to do with the the Java, but for some reason that just transfers over to this version where they're like, oh, that seems like a high enough height limit. Like, I mean, someone might want to be 27 million, but 30 million, that's probably the highest you'd ever want to be, and it's really, really strange stuff. But what's even weirder than that is the fact that from this point, by the way, if you wanted to naturally fly down, the amount of time it would take you, I did a little bit of a test on this, to fly 1/3000th of the way down, it took me like 25 minutes, so you could do the maths on that and work out like very briefly that like, oh, that's 1500 hours, or something like, you know, several months of flying downwards with an elytra at the top speed before you'd ever reach the ground. So you're as high as you ever would want to be, I mean, way higher than even that, but the even weirder thing than the fact that like, oh yeah, well you're so high down that you can't see stuff, is the fact that if you look right here, for some reason the lighting, it seems to vary every 1000 blocks or so. The lighting, you know, like the game just cannot handle you being this high, so it makes you flash as a player until every now and then, like you'll see in a few seconds, it will just randomly stop. The exactly why, you know, the effects work like this is slightly beyond me. Maybe it's just a top speed thing, but for some reason flying at this speed just gets really, really weird. So you can see how everything's fine, and then eventually, okay, I'm going to start flickering. So yeah, have you ever wanted to flicker in Minecraft? All you have to do is teleport yourself to the world limit. However, again, this is interesting enough by itself, but then it got me even more curious. Like, okay, you can fly crazy high in Minecraft, higher than you'd ever want to go, but what if we do the exact same command, but type it with minus instead? But what if I said, interesting enough, there's actually the exact same thing in Minecraft where you cannot go below minus 30 million either. That's right, for some reason, the max you can or the minimum you can teleport yourself to is minus 30 million. Once you go below this low, by the way, you can still see the sun. It's just a little bit darker when you look up. Like, again, from here, it looks pretty much the same, just with black edges. It's pretty much the exact same view from minus 30 million as it is from 30 million. You can't see your Minecraft world, even though you're below it. You can see through your Minecraft world to the sun. Like, that's, you know, there are my builds you saw at the start of the video. They're all in between me and the sun, but because they're not rendered in, for some reason, you can see how you can just see directly to the sun. But interesting enough, because this is below the world, and because the fact that from down here, you can actually still just fall down, you actually can go lower and lower and lower than 30 million. So it's possible to reach any negative height, it's just you can't teleport to it. And I think that's really fascinating, because if we activate the exact same thing, you'll see how the exact same little rendering glitch happens here, except even more extreme, at least as far as I can tell. So yeah, this is a thing you could do. Leave it on for a few days, see where you end up if you really want to. I wouldn't recommend it, but that's just a weird thing about the Minecraft height limit. So what is the Minecraft height limit? For some reason, it's the same number as the height limit of yeah, the Minecraft Java, it's the same height limit as Minecraft Java's world limit at the very edge, even though that doesn't apply to this version at all. For some reason, they just chose the number. Again, I'm not sure why they even gave it a limit. Like, if you can go to 30 million blocks, why can't you go to 100 million? I mean, it doesn't, or like, you know, 100 billion even. It doesn't necessarily make any sense, but it's just one of those weird restrictions Minecraft does have that will probably change at some point in the future because, oh, and one more thing I want to show you before you go here, because this is the most fascinating glitch to do with it. If we teleport now from being minus 30 million blocks to teleporting, let's say, instead of being minus 100, let's go to like, minus 100 million. Let's just go to positive, you know, 100, you know, like a nice easy point. If we look at the world from this place right here, because we teleported to below it, you can see how the entire world can't load in for a little bit, like that part did, but it takes ages for the world to load in, so you can actually x-ray through the world like this, again, only in creative, you can x-ray through the world to see stuff like any entity in the game, so all my chests load in, all my banners load in, my item frames load in, but everything else doesn't. So I can see below the ground right here, there's a skeleton, there's a zombie, and there is a spider. Again, then it takes a while to go back, and you can do this as many times as you like. We teleport back there, and then we teleport back to the world, and as you can see, although it's loaded fast this time because it wasn't down there so long, if you just fly around here a bit and then you teleport back, every single, if the longer you spend here, the longer it takes your world to render back in, and the more you can kind of x-ray through it. So there you go, fun little fact about Minecraft. The chunks unload when you get below a certain point, even though it lags more with no chunks in the game than it does with all of them, and then you can use this as kind of an x-ray glitch, and I don't know, I just found my explorations into the height limit fascinating. This is what I love about Minecraft sometimes, the fact that some of the mechanics go so deep with no real explanation, and they just kind of make you go like, ah, that's interesting, isn't it? And yeah, maybe you liked the video, maybe you didn't, but either way, I hope you appreciated it in some way, and I hope you learned something from it. So please do like this if you do like it, because it helps out the channel, and let us know you do like what I do on this channel, where again, it's kind of like a cross between new things going on and weird things that haven't been found in the game itself. Share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you all very much for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.